It's Matt once again, and welcome back to another video, this time of a newer film, Zombieland 2 Double Tap. Now, I liked the first movie. Zombieland was an entertaining film, one of the few films I can deal with just the Eisenberg style. Woody Harrelson was great. Entertaining, fast-paced, had a good energy to it. One of the better zombie comedies. Now, when they did a sequel, I'm like, I don't know. A lot of comedy sequels are pretty bad. Dumb and Dumber 2, for example. But this, it's not as good as the first one, but I liked it. I think if you're a fan of the first film, it's worth a watch. I don't think it's nearly as good as the first one, but it was cool seeing some of these characters again, especially Woody Harrelson. I thought Woody Harrelson knocked out of the park on this one. The story, the four of them, four characters from the first movie, they're still together. It's 10 years later. They're actually holding up in the White House. And then one day, Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin just leave. Then a month later, Emma Stone comes back. She tells about how Abigail Breslin, her character, she went with this guy to, as we come to find out, this hippie commune. And that's one aspect that I don't think is as good as the first film. Well, a couple of things. The end spoilers right off the bat. Number one, the hippie commune thing, when you get to the final act, definitely not as memorable as the amusement park in the first movie. I don't know if you need to go with that hippie commune aspect. I don't know, it just wasn't as interesting to me. Also, it seemed like Emma Stone was more unlikable in this flick, her character. Because the reason she leaves, Abigail Breslin wants to leave because she thinks Woody Harrelson is trying to control her too much. Which I didn't think there was much wrong with what Woody Harrelson was doing. And then Emma Stone, she leaves because Jesse Eisenberg proposes to her. And you just say, well, she doesn't want commitment, blah, blah, blah. But she came off as a bitch. And just really made me dislike the Emma Stone character. And then Abigail Breslin, it feels like she's barely in the film. She's in a little bit at the beginning, in little spurts in the middle, and then a little bit at the end. It's like, it's mainly Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, and Emma Stone's movie. Abigail Breslin, which I was surprised. I don't know if she was doing something else, or I just surprised how little screen time that she had. But that's the thing, it kind of made me dislike those characters, Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin, quite a bit. So maybe it's fine that Abigail Breslin wasn't in the film much. And a lot of screen time for Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg, which I will say, those were the two better characters. So it's like the movie knew. Maybe that was the purpose of the movie. I don't know. But I mean, it does bring back stuff you saw in the first movie. It does bring another Metallica song. This time it's Master of Puppets. That was a cool choice. You still have, remember in the first movie when they did the text on the wall or text on the ground, they played around with that. They do that again with this. Thought that was nice they brought that back. They do have different kinds of zombies. You have ones they name Homer, as in Homer Simpson. Those zombies. They have Hawkins, like Stephen Hawkins, the ones that are a bit smarter. You have ones called Ninja, which is funny. They bring that up, but they don't really use that zombie a lot. except just to bring it up like one time. At least I don't remember showing much. And then this new batch that they called the T-800, because you keep shooting them and they won't die until you shoot them a shitload of times, even in the head. You do get another character, which I'm not sure how I think about her. She's this very dumb, ditzy blonde. And yeah, you could tell and imagine all the jokes pertaining to that. I don't know if I liked her or disliked her. But, yeah. But I did get chuckles out of Woody Harrelson, especially saying lines like, "I have nothing against pacifists. I just want to beat the shit out of them." It was cool that they meet up with Rosario Dawson as Nevada, who she becomes Woody Harrelson's love interest. I like Rosario Dawson. I think she's a good actress. So it was cool to see her in this. I like a bit where you have Luke Wilson and this other guy who are kind of mirror doubles of Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg. They missed the perfect opportunity for the other guy to be Michael Cera. Like if it was Luke Wilson and Michael Cera's like the mirror of Jesse Eisenberg, I think people would be, they definitely get the joke. Because it's like those two are, if not twins, they seem like they're brothers. But that was an interesting idea. Granted, they kind of play off the bit in Shaun of the Dead when that happened. Luke Wilson's not in the film too much, but I like Luke Wilson. It was nice to see him in there. The action scenes, they're pretty well done. Yeah, CGI gore, but I mean, you had that in the first movie too. And you had some fun. I don't know how much I want to give away for those who haven't seen it. But yeah, the gun battles are entertaining. There's a fight scene in a pretty much Heartbreak Hotel that looks like it was done all in one take. I like the way that was filmed. The same director who did the first movie came back to do this. There's an entertaining bit at the end involving a monster truck. I'm sorry I'm hesitating and like pausing a lot, but I don't know how much I want to give away. Again, my problems with the film, Abigail Breslin doesn't seem like she's in it that much. Her wanting to leave to be with this hippie guy, and then Emma Stone, their characters came off as pretty unlikable. Like Abigail Breslin seems like a very bratty teenager in this. The ending was okay, but just definitely not as memorable as the amusement park. Nowhere near as exciting and entertaining. But at the end, I thought for the most part the cast, especially Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg, did a good job. There's some good chuckles and fun, and didn't feel like too long of a movie. There's a bit in the mid credits. There's something at the very, very end, but you don't need to see it. But in the mid credits, spoiler, starting now, in the mid credits, they go back to before the outbreak, and it's Bill Murray doing an interview for Garfield 3. And then outbreak begins, and you have Bill Murray beating the shit out of a bunch of zombies. Even at one point, the Caddyshack music plays. I'm all white. Ain't nobody worry about me. I actually enjoyed that. Kind of wish... I know Bill Murray was in a zombie film called The Dead Don't Die, but I've seen bits and pieces of that. Just not the whole thing, and know about it. There should have been like this scene here. Bill Murray in a zombie comedy. That's what it should have been, not like The Dead Don't Die and all the crap I read and heard about that. So yeah, I do think that while, again, it's a step down from the first movie, I don't think it's nowhere near a bad film, like some of the reviews say. I don't think it's nowhere near as a horrible sequel compared to, I'm sure, the Terminator Dark Fate, Dick Face, Derp, Twerp, whatever the hell you want to call it, or Rise of the Shitwalker. Sadly, I'd rather watch this than Rambo Last Blood. I don't know if this is a film I'll pick up on Blu-ray or anything, but it's at least worth a watch. And yeah, I think if you like the first one, it's a pretty decent flick. Not great, but, you know, decent. Had some fun with it. Just wish that you liked some of the characters better, and the ending, a little bit more oomph to it. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you later for another review. Bye-bye.